So it just so happens I had one of the Samsung washer and dryers that was in the recall. So they notified me of the recall and they sent this label in here, and all it is a label. And the only thing that it did, it changed the top normal to normal/no bedding. It changed the delicates to bedding and delicates over there. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, the permanent press was the bedding, and it had a high-speed spin. What this caused, if you had a high-speed spin, was your tub here. If you had a heavy load in there, this would start wobbling back and forth, and it would hit the sides, and it would cause the tub to get off balance. Well, guy came out, literally all he did was put 2 bolts in the side of the lid to hold the lid on. Well, I had a heavy load in here the other day. It's been 6 to 12 months since I had the recall done. Well, that load kicked in, and as you can see along here, it's hit the sidewall and it's bulging out on each side. It dented the sidewall there and dented the sidewall here. When this happened, I called Samsung after looking online and seeing what the problem is. The problem with this is that the springs aren't strong enough to hold the tub in place from wobbling, and also that the springs only hold the bottom and not the top. So if you have a heavy load, your tub is going to wobble at the top if it's a full load. One of the reasons I bought this is because of the capacity of the washer. At the time, I could wash more clothes in there, but with this issue with Samsung, you can't do that because your top end will be heavy and it'll be off balance when it starts to spin. So if you put bedding in here, you put a large load, you better put it on low spin. Some of them automatically go to a certain spin level, but a lot of them allow you to change the spin level. So heavy loads, bedding, any of that, low spin. Big load, low spin. After this issue happened again with the tub getting out of balance, it was out of balance so bad that I actually thought there was thunder outside. I yelled up to my daughter and asked her if that was thunder, and she's like, "No, that's the washing machine." And I came up here and I saw the big dents in the side. So I called Samsung and I told them that their recall repair wasn't a repair at all. Their recall repair was nothing more than 2 bolts to hold the top from coming off of it when it got out of control. They did nothing to stop it from getting out of control, and if those 2 bolts weren't on there, my lid would have flown off of it, because as you saw, the dents on the side, I think even one of the bolts had popped loose and dropped down in the bottom of the washing machine. So after calling them, I looked online and found out that the real problem with the Samsung is that the springs aren't strong enough to hold the tub in any kind of position. Also, there needs to be something on the top end that allowed the top of the tub from getting out of balance, because when that gets out of balance just the slightest, you get a DC error, and you'll get continuous DC errors when you get out of balance, and you'll continually have to come up here to your washer and restart it over and over again. This is a god-awful design by Samsung. It's dangerous, and they really didn't do anything to fix the issue. When I called them, they sent somebody out here. After I told them that the springs were the issue, they replaced the springs, but it still does nothing for the DC error, or if you have a heavy load or a large load in here, to stop it from losing control on a spin at the top level. If you got a full load, the top level will start to swing side to side because it's only attached to the springs at the very bottom. I saw online that one guy took some mattress pads, stuck them in the side of the tank against the tub, so the tub couldn't spin as easily back and forth and lose balance. And that seemed to work pretty good, stopping it from getting the DC error. As far as Samsung, awful repair. I will never buy a Samsung washer again. It has been the worst purchase as far as an appliance that I've ever made.